Hello friends, I'm Tushar Devre and I welcome you all in my YouTube channel English EdTech. Today I'm going to deal with poem, that is poetry section. Dear students, as you know that poem is a worthy expression of emotion or a deep feelings and aesthetics or a sense of what is beautiful about the world. Learning poem is so important because it helps us to understand and appreciate the world around us. But do you know that India is the country where the first verse in the human history was written? Ma nishada pratishtha tvamagama shashvati samaha yat krauncha mithuna dekamavati kamamohitam was the first verse written by Maharshi Valmiki. Then he started to write Ramayana. An epic means a long narrative poem. Today, I am going to share a method through which you will understand poem thoroughly and you will recollect it easily. It is called keys method. In this keys, the first letter is K. K stands for no. What do you know about the poem's language, like simile, alliteration, personification? Second letter is E, and the word is tone. What poet wants to convey? Consider the words of the poem. They usually reveal the tone, like happy, angry, spiritual, etc. Third letter is Y, and the third word is why. Why poet wants to convey the thoughts or feelings? In other words, what is the meaning of the poem? And the last letter is S. S stands for structure. What do you notice about how the poem is put together? Like stanzas, lines, line lengths, punctuation, etc. Using these keys, we are going to unlock the poem. Are you ready? Let's listen this song first.
इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे कोई भूल होना। इतनी शक्ति हमें दे न दाता, मन का विश्वास कमजोर होना। हम चले नेक रास्ते पे हमसे भूल कर भी कोई भूल होना।
Melodious, isn't it? Have you heard it earlier? What is the tone of the poem? Happy, optimistic, and more specifically, a prayer. Today, we are going to learn a beautiful poem, A Teenager's Prayer. It is written by the poet J. Morse. Dear students, first listen to the poem attentively.
Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success, or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. Please open up my eyes Dear Lord, that I might clearly see, help me stand for what is right, bring out the best in me. Help, Lord, to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me.
Look at the title of the poem. Title is one of the important part of the poem. Most of the time, through title of the poem, you will understand the subject of the poem. Look at the title of this poem, A Teenager's Prayer. What do you think will be the subject of the poem? Obviously, a prayer by teenager. Look at the two words in the title, teenager and prayer. Now let's understand the first word, teenager. A person aged between 13 and 19 years. It is also called adolescence. This is a transitional stage of physical and psychological development. This is the period where you are not immature, but you are not mature too. In this adolescence phase, you need help for making decisions. The way of thinking in this period will shape your future. A great Indian activist philosopher said about teenager that वसंत हे सृष्टीचे यौवन आहे आणि यौवन हा जीवनाचा वसंत आहे. Now look at these most influential teenagers who created history. The second word is prayer. Prayer means prakarshena arthana, means prarthana, a solemn request for help or earnest request. First stanza. Each day brings new beginnings, decisions I must make. I am the only one to choose the road that I will take. Poet J. Morse put himself in teenagers' shoes. So, the speaker of the poem is a teenager. Now let's understand the first stanza. Each new day comes with new things, new opportunities, new beginnings, new challenges. So, teenagers should be ready with decisions for new beginnings. Decisions play the crucial role in the success or failure. That's why teenager must make his own decisions. There are many paths, and it's teenager's responsibility to choose the one correct path. Now in this stanza, look at the line, decisions I must make. Now here you will find a figure of speech called inversion because the words are not in a correct prose order, and the correct prose order is I must make decisions. Now the second stanza, I can choose to take the road of life that leads to great success or travel down the darkened road that leads to great distress. The very first line of the second stanza is an example of a figure of speech metaphor. It's a very beautiful line of the poem. Look at the awareness of the teenager who wants to choose the perfect road of life. And that road of life, in other words, way of life, which leads to great success. Through these two lines, poet focuses the way of thinking as well as focus for way of life. If a teenager chooses a correct road of life, that is way of life, then definitely he will succeed. Or if a teenager follows the darkened, means evil road, then there will be a great worry and strain. In this second stanza, poet highlights the importance of correct path for successful life. The third stanza. Please open up my eyes, dear Lord, that I might clearly see. Help me stand for what is right. Bring out the best in me. To whom the speaker is addressing? Yeah, to God. And that is why it is an example of a figure of speech apostrophe. Teenager is requesting God to open up his eyes. He wants insight so that he might clearly see. पशुत्वाकडून मनुष्यत्वाकडे आणि मनुष्यत्वाकडून देवत्वाकडे जाण्यासाठी डोळे नव्हे तर दृष्टी हवी. And that is why the speaker of the poem, that is teenager, is requesting God for insight. He prays to God to help him stand for what is right and in bring out the best in him. Now these are some temptations which teenagers come across, and this part we are going to see in the next stanza. Fourth stanza. Help Lord to just say no when temptation comes my way, that I might keep my body clean and fit for life each day. The first line of this stanza is second example of apostrophe of this poem. The teenager wants help from God. He is aware about his strength and weaknesses. So he is afraid that when he will encounter temptations, means a strong wish to do something bad or wrong, he himself will not say no to those temptations. Hence, he needs God's help. Adolescence period is full of temptations, and in order to overcome temptations, strong mind is necessary. For that, he wants God's help. One who never be a victim of temptations, then his not only body but his soul is also clean. Such personality is fit for life. He will be successful against any challenge in life. Now the last stanza. When my teenage years are over, I know that I will see that life is lived its very best with you walking next to me. In this last stanza, the teenager says that when his teenage years are over, he knows that he will clearly see that due to God's help, his life as a teenager is the best because God was walking next to him. Hence, due to that continuous guidance, he will always on right path. So in order to conclude the first part with decision making capacity, second due to insight, third strong mind which says no to temptations, and the last with constant guidance from God, a teenager will be a perfect human being. For that, he is praying to God in this poem. Now look at the rhyming words and rhyming scheme of this poem. Have you enjoyed the poem? Now this is the keys method, and you will find the summary of the poem